Oh. Aha.
Welcome to Best Laid Schemes. We play where we are playing D&D in the Mythic Odysseys of Theros universe. With me are Adrienne, Darren, Jill, and Mark. And where we left off, the party had been investigating a very old temple to the ancient goddess Clothis, and the party have had their destinies altered by one of her priestesses, and they are investigating some sort of plot against the Polis of Theros. And currently they are halfway through the Nessian Wood, heading towards the Polis of Setessa. So, where we left off, you had fought off some giant wasps. You were making your way through the branches of the trees over a somewhat stagnant series of pools on the forest floor, and you were, let's see, not long after you fight off the wasps, you find that the pools begin to shrink again, the forest floor dries up a bit, and you're able to return to the ground and progress through the forest more safely. So what's your marching order?
Well, obviously I'll be at the front.
Of course, Pims will be.
I'm going to be hiding behind. I'm going to be hiding behind Deracles.
Okay. Let me. I'm just going to try to tune the volumes a little bit because Mark, you're a little bit on the quiet side. It's all right. Oh, hello. I've changed the thing. Use the volume.
I can move my microphone a bit
That's
closer.
okay. I've bumped your volume local to me, so should be a little bit better now. Thanks. Okay, so yes. You progress through the forest. It begins to. Let's say you stopped the night on the ridge before you went into the wet area, didn't you? So again, it takes the bulk of the day picking your way through the forest floor between these vast tree trunks. But as the sun begins to set, you find that the canopy is thinning a little bit, and the forest is. It feels like you're through the thickest part of the woods. Can everybody make a perception roll for me, please?
Oh, it'd be handy if my character sheet something.
That might be a useful thing.
13.
It's fine, Darren.
22.
You're at the front, Darren. In 30 seconds, you won't need it.
22.
22. Okay.
10.
17.
17. Okay.
13 for Hester.
13. Okay. So, for the most part, most of you can just hear small animals in the undergrowth, insects and birds in the trees, the rustle of the wind through the leaves. Shade, you hear something that sounds like distant laughter?
Male or female?
With that roll, it sounds like children.
Okay. Do I know which direction it's coming in, or is it sort of from everywhere?
You think probably somewhere up ahead. You've just started to hear it through the trees as you're heading in that direction. So,
right.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to tap Pins on the shoulder and go, stop a minute. Can you not hear that?
Hear what?
Sound of children.
Here.
Okay, if
That's
you
what it sounds like.
now that you've all stopped, you could it's a bit easier, and you can hear a distant giggle. You're not sure exactly what.
Yeah, that did sound like a little bit of a laugh there.
What would children be doing in the wood?
This is a bit strange, doesn't it? They're probably evil monsters who use the sounds of children to lure people in. Perfect. Come on, let's go get them.
I mean, Hester, when you were reading in the city's library,
Yeah.
did you come across anything like this?
Anything?
Does any of us, sort of other tales from the wood?
Did I?
As I recall correctly, you were specifically reading up about the
Religions.
gods and goddesses of Theros.
Yeah, I just wondered whether if there was anything in that with the gods and,
Yeah, so let's see.
Oh, hang on a sec. Do they sound like they are... Oh, hang on a sec. Because I can speak Sylvan, which is...
Yes.
Satyrs speak Sylvan.
I mean,
does it sound like satyrs?
You've not heard any words. It just sounds
No.
like laughter to you.
But do you think maybe that's sort of...
It's hard to tell from just a laugh. There's no
I'd like to stealth up a bit further,
Okay, you're gonna
if I can,
stealth.
if that's okay with the guys.
Yeah.
And go and have a
Are you
quick
going
check.
on your own, or are the others coming with you?
I'm not. I've been very careful because they're probably evil and they'll probably eat you.
I'm going to step in front of Pims so he doesn't do anything stupid.
Dorothy,
What are you doing? What are you stepping in front of me for?
I'm just looking after you, Pims. Don't worry. Just,
I don't need looking after, thanks.
Doricles was just about to shout hello, but won't if he sees that Shade is.
I'll go and have a quick look to see if it's anything sort of
Just
close
try not
enough.
to be eaten, okay? If you're getting eaten, give us a shout.
Okay, I promise.
Okay.
Don't you think that monsters would be more likely to make the sound of clinking gold or something if they wanted to attract adventurers?
Well, maybe they're only after adventurers with a sort of maternal instinct.
Monsters are weird.
Is that Pims's maternal instinct? Do you want me to? Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris?
What's your stealth roll?
It is. If I can see it right on the. Oh, not bad. 28.
Hey.
Plus 9 to stealth's pretty good.
You slip forward through the trees. After about 300 yards ahead, you pass. You passed 3 or 4 of these big tree trunks, and you can clearly hear children laughing, and then you hear a hiss. A voice saying, "Arkuli, quiet."
Was that in just like the common tongue, or?
Yes, that was common.
Right. Okay.
You might actually make a. What are languages? What languages do you speak?
I think just common and Sylvan. I think.
It's a.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may know that I don't know where Greek fits into the D&D languages, but Arkuli you would recognise as an ancient Therosian word meaning little bear. Little bears. Sorry.
Okay. Hold a sec. But I can't see anything. I can just still hear them.
You hear them first. With that roll, you can keep going forward until you can.
A little bit, yeah.
There are. You can see 3 children and 2 adults. The children are wearing simple shifts. They are carrying basically like little bundles, small, rather pathetic looking bundles of something. You're not sure what. It's just basically like, a piece of cloth gathered into a bag with some lumps in it. They are looking slightly cowed at the 2 adults. There are 2 women wearing armour, helms, round shields with a cutout in. They're carrying spears. Their armour is decorated with kind of similar to the sort of like geometric patterns of Meletis, but these are wavy patterns. They're flowing, and their armour is predominantly leather.
So do they look like they're sort of aggressive towards these 2 kids? They
are looking sternly at them. One of them is looking sternly at them. The other one is looking out into the woods, not towards you. They appear to be travelling east, and you are approaching from the south.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the...
Okay, you can retreat as quietly as you came.
Okay. So guys, 2 kids, 2 women in
3 children.
Armour. Oh, was it 3?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't that perceptive.
3 kids,
tiny humans.
3. Okay.
And 2 women in armour, and I'll describe the pattern on their armour. Do you think anybody will recognise it?
Sorry. Let's see. The rest of you make. I think Jill. I don't think Hester would know this. Pims and Dericles, make history rolls for me, please.
Are you sure?
16.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You're paying attention in armor class.
Yeah. You would actually you would recognise this description. This sounds like the sort of equipment favoured by the people of Setessa.
Oh, sounds like Setessans. We're heading in a direction, aren't we?
Yeah, we might be getting close.
What do you want them?
Yeah.
I think we should go and see what's going on, but I was just thinking it might be worth being aware that they might not be friendly.
Okay. They have children.
So I don't know.
It's weird.
Because of all of the shenanigans that are going on there, we think.
Yeah. So, just be aware that whatever they say might not be the truth. Do we know which direction the city lies from here?
You do not directly. None of you have ever been there. You know roughly where it is, but obviously
because we were heading north, weren't we?
You were heading up through the. Hang on a minute. Let me put the map on. Ding ding. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'll just put it on stream as well. There we go. So the you were heading basically from. You see my cursor.
Yeah, just about.
You were basically
just
the
about
southern edge of the Nessian Wood. Looking at where you found the temple, looking out over the Despair Lands. You have cut through the middle of the Nessian Wood, and you were basically heading northwards.
Okay, so if they were heading east,
they are presumably. You would guess that they are heading towards Setessa.
Well, they're pretty much likely to know where Setessa is, so maybe we should just ask them.
Yeah, well, fine. But I'm just saying, just be on guard. You never know.
Yeah, we're friendly. But it's a bit weird that they have children in their army.
I mean, I don't know. They could have been children. You just don't know.
Should I shout hello then?
Well, should we walk? Maybe we should walk up to them rather than... Because we're a few hundred yards away, aren't we?
Okay, I don't want to surprise them. They might feel like we're going to attack them or something.
I was going to say, with some people's stealth roll, we're not going to surprise them.
So, are you're just going to approach without trying to be stealthy?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I'd like to be stealthy a bit further away.
And
they can... Just in case. Just in case, you know?
Go on. Since you rolled so high last time, I'll allow you to hold on to that roll. Because you're basically covering the same distance, so you can...
Okay.
You can...
Yeah, I'm just going to be a bit more...
Yeah. So you can...
circumspect.
Yes, Jill?
I'm going to use thaumaturgy to make my voice 3 times as loud as normal. And I'm going to say, hello, hello, we are friendly. Hello, hello, we are friendly.
Well, let's hope they are.
Okay. Hester's voice echoes through the woods. You hear... You can hear the sounds of scuffling from up ahead through the trees. As you approach, and you quickly see through the trees, the 2 warriors have gathered the children together behind them, and have basically formed a 2-person shield wall, basically, between the children and you, in a clear space of the forest floor. Declare yourselves. Who are you?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Dericles. We're from Melitus.
Melitus? What are you doing in the wood?
Trying to get to Setessa.
Well...
Can you help us?
Possibly. What is your business there?
What is our business there? We're just we're adventurers. We're traveling, seeing sights, looking for evils to right and things. You know,
heroic stuff.
Probably need some more food as well. Well, we're researching places to have lunch in Theros.
We're writing a travel guide.
Hester, make a well, actually, everybody make insight rolls, please.
Oh, God.
16.
Okay.
Wow. Can't wait to find out.
9.
Ooh, 5.
Right. Pims is oblivious.
Well, yeah, by the way, my computer cut out for the last 5 minutes, so that cracks.
Fair enough.
The adults are standing between us and the kids.
Okay.
I don't know whether it's to hide them from us or stop us from seeing them.
I mean, you can see them. Easily enough. Actually, what did you get?
10.
Okay, right. So Hester, you notice that you realise that the woman is has addressed her comments towards you, and you notice she seems slightly irritated that it's Dericles that's responding. Just the 3 of you?
Huh? Have a look around.
I'm just going to smile and wait for Dericles to answer.
Yeah,
I'll stand out. I'll stand out the shadows.
Oh yeah.
The shadows.
Nixborn.
This is Shade. She was just being
Careful.
I don't know. Just doing in the bushes.
Careful.
What's going on with these children? Why are they here?
They are orphans. We are bringing them back to the city.
How are they orphans?
The Furies centaurs have been attacking outlying settlements lately.
We did hear that.
We have been trying to patrol, help where we can. In this case, we were too late. So,
can I tell whether she's speaking the truth?
Make a Well, you've just you rolled pretty high on your last insight roll. She seems genuinely downcast that they are having to escort orphans to a new home.
Okay. What do these kids look like? How old are they?
The children are between 8 and 12. They are all kind of like tanned. They have even though they're young, they've got the beginnings of calluses on their hands. They look like they're pretty lean, and you would guess that they have basically grown up on a farm. Or
are they human?
Oh yeah, sorry, they are human, and so are the two women.
Can I go talk to them? I'm addressing the woman. I'm an orphan too.
Her face softens at that comment, and she nods. Just
okay.
You.
Okay.
The other warrior stays close to you and the children as you approach
them. Hey kids. Is this all true?
Yes. Our village was assaulted by the centaurs. We hid.
You did the right thing to hide. That's what you're supposed to do.
Feel like we should have helped.
No, your job was to keep yourself safe. That's how it goes. So these people are taking you somewhere safer now, yeah?
They are taking us to Setessa. We will live in the city now.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's where we're going. And we're pretty tough. We can help look after you if that's what you need.
The two warriors have been looking the four of you up and down, and they exchange a glance, and the leader turns back to you and says, "Very well, you can travel with us. You will follow my lead. It is dangerous in the woods, as I am sure you have already discovered." She looks at some of the scratches and tears in your armour and clothing.
No, it was only a little hydra.
When you say that we should follow your lead, what skills do you have that would be of use to us at this point?
They
know where Setessa is.
They are. Remind you, they are both carrying like round shield with a cutout, a spear. They have a helm on and leather armor. They're clearly warriors.
So if I can say to them as well, so has there been trouble in Setessa?
Not in the city.
We helped foil a political plot in Meletis, and it looks like the same people are planning something in Setessa.
Is that why you have come?
It is. What's the on that note? What's should we show? Hold on, I'm gonna whisper to Dorothy's and Pim's because they're next to me, aren't they?
Little huddle.
Yeah.
Hester, are you going to join them in their little huddle?
Yeah, I'm gonna drag the little bit of food I've got in my pocket out of my pocket and pass it over to the kids before I go join them.
Brush the fluff off.
Yeah.
They eagerly take the food you have to offer.
Hester.
One of them says, "We have had nothing but fruit for 2 days."
Hester.
Aye. What's up?
Hester, I'll pull out a bit of that fish I've got left over.
Oh.
Like this.
Yeah. I'll pass it over to the kids. Thanks, Pims.
Oh,
Right. Do you think we should show these to the letter that we found in the temple? Because it actually explains that there is something going on in Setessa.
I haven't.
I don't think you should just show it to anyone when we know them.
Yeah,
Sorry?
I think we can show them it if we need to, but at the moment we don't know enough about them to trust them.
Well, they seem fairly trustworthy, though.
They do.
Oh, I was thinking on our long walk through the forest. Might be an idea for Pims if you want to write one of those magic letters back to Penelope to tell her what we've found out, just in case we all get horribly killed or something.
That's a good point. We've got the paper bird.
Yeah.
Looks like.
What do you think, Pims?
I think we should keep the letter with us that we found, because we need that as proof that we are doing something that we should be doing in Setessa. I'm going to say to the 2 warriors, when we get to Setessa, do you know who we need to speak to? Who's, is there like I don't know, head of the guard or?
One moment.
I want to speak to him.
The slightly taller warrior steps forward and says, "We belong to Office Tower. We will return there and see if the ruling council wish to hear what you have to say. We cannot promise anything."
We do have proof. Oh, what's it? We've lost.
Have we lost
It
somebody?
looks like he's rebooting.
So we do have proof. But we feel it's not the best time to show.
Very well. We will. You may accompany us to Setessa. We will.
What was the name on the? I didn't make a note. What was the name on the letter?
There were 2 names on the letter. In fact, I believe there were 3 names on the letter. It was. I can't. Oh, hang on a minute.
Because it was a letter to Celine.
It was addressed to Celine.
It was Ianthe, was it or something?
It referenced Ianthe, but it was signed. Sorry, let me find it. I have written this all down. Honest. It was signed Ptolema.
Ptolema.
Ptolema. Ptolema. Like Ptolemy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ptolema.
But the Ianthe was the one that it said was in Setessa.
I'll just remind you, since you've actually got it there. That letter reads, "Sister Celine, my work is progressing frustratingly slowly. When you are confident the Council of Meletis is in disarray, please join me in Akros. Ianthe tells me that Setessa is almost ready to fall, and she will be free to join us soon. Ptolema."
Right. So Ptolema was in Akros, and Ianthys in Setessa.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So there's no point. I mean, is Ianthe a common name, or is it? Do you think it would be?
It's a name that you have heard before in stories and so on, so it's not a strange name. But
right. No.
It's. I mean, you wouldn't be surprised if there were quite a few Ianthes in Melitis. It's a big city.
It might not be quite so common in Setessa, depending on what the culture's like.
Yeah. We just might want to know beforehand, just in case that they're actually, part of the ruling council, or they're,
So I'm assuming that you're still having a little huddle to discuss this.
Yeah.
For the moment, unless you shout to directly address the Setessans.
Yeah.
So, our usual tactic is to just go tell everybody everything, and then if someone tries to kill us, then, we know they're the bad guys.
Well, it's worked so far.
It has.
I was just wondering whether either of these two soldiers knows, but then they've said that there isn't any problems.
Well, we could mention the name Ianthe to them and see if they know any Ianthes. They might know loads, or it might be a really common name, or there might be an Ianthe that's turned up and done some dodgy stuff or something.
Well, they said it was really slow what they were doing, so they've probably been there a while.
I mean, they might not be doing a political thing. They might be doing some other thing, like mining under the city, so it all falls into a big hole or something. I don't know.
That sounds fun. Can we do that?
I've got some concerns. I'm not entirely happy about letting them take charge.
But when do we ever actually let them take charge?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right with letting them think they're in charge.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
But I don't care how they're dressed. I'm not taking orders from them. Just so we're clear. Just point out.
I mean, we can give them the information, but we're not going to just stand around on our hooves not doing anything.
Exactly. So, okay, as long as that's settled. Unless
they lock us up or anything, but hopefully they won't.
Feel that I'll be sleeping with one eye open while they're nearby until I've decided whether we can trust them or not.
Okay. The two guards are waiting. Well, one of them is waiting patiently. The taller one is fidgeting a bit.
Well, she can fidget. We're busy. Is everybody happy with this then?
Yeah, I'd like to shout over how far we are from Setessa. How long is it going to take that together?
We should make it there tomorrow.
Not that far.
Okay.
Oh, Pims, while you were just off in the bushes there, I was just suggesting that you might want to send one of those love letters back to Penelope to tell her what we found out, just in case anything horrible happens to us. Just so
if you want to transcribe that letter that we found.
Oh, you're muted, Darren.
Oh no, he isn't muted.
We are lost his voice.
We're getting new laptops this week.
Oh, awesome.
Take your shirt off if you can hear us.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, we can now.
Seriously,
Okay.
Twitch has rules about that.
Yeah, no. You're not allowed to show nipples.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, or feet.
What?
Sorry? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can understand.
What? Okay, another time.
Yep.
But I've got.
Let's not go there.
I've got the paper bird. Pims, if you want to write to Penelope.
I do, yeah.
Okay. Do I get? Yeah, it's 3 sheets of parchment. Okay. So, Shade, would you like this sheet of paper to write for him? You've got a pen, haven't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna leave Shade and Pims to it.
I can't
and I'm gonna
write
go back and talk.
I can't actually write.
I'm gonna shuffle my feet
It's
a
my
little
pen.
bit, and
It's my pen.
yeah, that's
You didn't
why.
ask.
That's why.
Yeah.
I just
No, it's because he doesn't want me to see him putting all the kisses on the paper.
Okay,
and
I'm
drawing
gonna
little
go
love
back and
hearts
talk
around
to
it
him.
and cherubs and things. Yeah, I'll hand over my pen. Although, the only ink I've got was the stuff that had the basilisk blood in it. And I don't think I've got hardly any of that left.
There's like there's a single drop of that left in the bottom of the vial.
No, I want to keep that just in case.
Right in blood, Pims. That's really cool. Really heroic.
Yeah.
I'm going to shout over. Please don't do that. You really will freak her out.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried it before. It's not a good idea.
Oh, I've got an idea. We could melt some wax. Like do the letter in wax, and then she'll have to do that thing where she like paints over it to read it, so it'll be secret.
How will she know to do that, though?
Hang on a sec.
To say to do it.
When she gets a
Look.
paper bird flying through her window, she's going to try all sorts to work out what it is.
Why don't we wait? Why don't we wait till we have a campfire? Then we could burn a little bit of rope, maybe, and make or use a bit of wood to make a bit of charcoal. Yeah, something.
Or couldn't we just find a squid?
You want to go
Not
swimming,
in
dude?
Setessa. It's a long way from the sea.
That's a big like load of water before. Remember with the wasps, we were up high above it. I don't really want to go back.
That was fresh water.
Either that, or we can wait till tomorrow and go and buy some ink in the city.
As long as we don't die horribly before then.
Charcoal.
Well, look, what we have to do, Deracles, is not all of us die horribly.
Well, we'll try, but, you know...
Yeah. So as long as one of us is
I'm
okay.
trying to do my duty here.
I'm going to die gloriously.
But then you
I'm
wouldn't see
gonna-
Penelope again. You're not allowed to die gloriously, Pims.
I'm going to apologise to the 2 warriors and say that we may be like this just generally, but in combat we're really effective.
Yeah, but we haven't stopped for lunch yet.
The
That's
tall
why.
one just
Low blood sugar.
raises an eyebrow.
It's low blood sugar.
Yeah.
Let's just. I think we're keeping these 2 warriors waiting a bit too long. Maybe we should just go with them and just try not to forget to send the really important letter back to Meletus
Okay.
next time we get
No,
near
we won't.
a paper shop or something.
Oh, I know what to do. And I'm going to take out my incense and I'm going to light it and I'm going to give Pims the ashes. It smells really nice as well, Pims, and you can write with it.
Oh, I like a scented letter. I like it. Classy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it's going to take a little while for to like burn incense to
Next time we have
well,
a
should we
rest.
do it?
ashes.
Yeah. When we
Well, we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I was going to say I'll have a word with the soldiers and go, do you have a pencil on you? Some sort of writing implement on you.
They're not going to know, are they?
No,
They're not
they
a
do
bed.
not.
There you
Are you
go.
going to accompany us to Setessa or not?
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Very well.
Would I think any monsters?
I am a lesser.
A lesser?
You're a lesser what?
A lesser guard.
He gives you,
It's the other one, the superior.
This is Rhoda. We belong to the Tower of Ophis.
The Tower of what?
Ophis. The
What do you mean, the Tower
in
What?
Setessa.
What does that mean? Tower of the Serpent. We've
You
not.
have never visited the Polis before, have you?
No.
There are 5. There are 5 regiments. Sorry, there are 4 regiments at Setessa, each associated with a tower. There is the Tower of the Fox, the Falcon, the Lion, and the Serpent. We belong to Ophis Tower, Tower of the Serpent. We patrol outside the city, acting as operatives of the ruling council.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm-
Heracles,
I'm-
you're still, aren't you? You're still in the army.
I'm Lieutenant Dericles of the Reverend Army of Meletus.
She raises an eyebrow and but gives you a kind of slightly deferential nod.
Does he outrank them?
They're entirely different militaries. Because
Who cares?
each polis is sorry, she is she's actually a captain, so she does outrank him. But
Oh. I
but
was going to say this is a bit of a menial task for a captain to be doing.
there is
It must be
nothing-
really quiet in Setessa.
There is nothing menial about protecting our villages.
No, of course not. Shade, you just don't understand army work. It's all important.
No, I don't. I really don't.
But looking after the population is the most important part of being in the army, isn't it?
Of course. It is our purpose.
Well, otherwise you wouldn't get any more soldiers. Because if you don't look after your population, then, you know.
Absolutely. And that is why the Arculi are so important.
Are we near some water?
There's none in sight where you are.
Okay.
Are you thirsty?
I'm going to take a little from my flask, and I'm going to wet a rag, and I'm going to start cleaning the kids' faces.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
The children, not only do they allow it, they actually kind of like they gather around you as you do this. They seem to actually quite enjoy this very sort of like homely activity.
Now, you've got to do this every morning and every night. Okay, just because things have changed.
Pims, I hope you're
gotta look
listening.
after yourselves.
Very much. I'm going to pull the top off and show her how clean I am.
Oh dear.
Oh, God.
That's Pims. You don't have to mind
Yes.
him.
I like being
heart.
Look at that. Oh, Mark.
Oh,
He's very silly. but he's a very kind man.
The children. There's 2 boys and a girl.
So have we started walking along yet?
Yeah, you can head on. The 2 soldiers are wary. They send you to walk ahead. You go first. We will direct you. And then they have the children walk in front of them.
Are they wary of us or other stuff going on?
You get the sense they don't fully trust you yet, so they just want to keep you in view.
Okay. As we're walking, I'd like to chat to Hester in a slightly louder voice than I normally do. Okay. We should really write down the exploits of when we saved Meletis by going into the underworld.
We should. That was the first of many adventures, wasn't it?
There is a tug on your sleeve, Hester. The three children who have followed you, Hester, are just like wide-eyed at this. Can you tell us about your adventures?
Wow.
As Hester starts speaking, I'm going to take my lute out and I'm going to play some really accurate chords.
So I'm going to start telling...
As soon as you start to play that, Pims, Alessa...
Very gently, like... Doing...
Okay, yeah. Alessa calls from the back of the group. Put that away. We are in the wild. There will be time for stories and songs when we return to the polis.
Put it away.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
God, they're right. They're pissed off shirts, aren't they?
Okay.
You
head on. The sun is beginning to disappear now, so you're starting to lose the light. And after only an hour or so of travel, are you stirring something, Adrienne?
Oh, sorry. No, I was fidgeting. Sorry. I was thinking. I was actually plotting. So, okay. But you don't want to know that.
Plotting is good. Just
quietly. Yes, plotting. Yes, sorry.
Okay.
It was not on purpose.
I've lost my thread now. What was going on? Yes,
it was getting dark.
It's getting dark, and Alessa says we will make camp over here, I think.
You're the boss.
She has.
What's the ground like?
The ground here is fairly dry. There's a bit of a layer of dry leaves. There's some sort of like dry moss underneath. The ground's a little bit rocky around here. She has pointed out a big kind of like narrow cleft in between 2 roots of one of these massive trees, creating a big kind of like V shape that's almost straight back into the base of the tree. So it seems like a good defensible position.
Okay. Good a place as any, I guess. Right, kids, remember what I said about getting clean?
We will share watches.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Okay, so Are
we building a small fire?
Yeah.
Yes, the children need to stay warm. we will have to risk it.
All right. Treason.
So the children appear to be used to this. One of them opens up their bundle, and they have some. They've actually got some. They've been carrying some kindling and dry sticks with them, and they clear a space.
They should have said we would have carried them for them.
They're not really big, heavy bundles.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, but it's still not.
Okay.
You know.
I'll give the children my bedroll, and whatever blankety stuff I have.
Thank you.
Yeah, me
Keep
too.
them warm for the night.
Me too.
Okay.
Are you going to tell them, Hester, these lovely stories now? Except for they're not stories; they're real.
I am, but I'm going to modify them so that they're not anywhere near as scary as they really were. Because these kids.
Although you're going to get Shade interrupting and adding stuff back in. Don't you, Hester? Do you not remember? But as you're talking, I'm going to take little bits from my poison kit and drop them in the fire to make the fire go different colours.
Oh, I was just about to do that with thaumaturgy.
It'll be like that scene in Cinderella. I'll turn it blue and then you'll have to turn it pink.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to play my chords over the top, or will I get approbation?
Oh, you get shouted at.
A lesser, if you get a lesser looks at you, but more kindly, and says, "The music, the sound will carry too far. Tell your stories, but wait until we are inside the polis before you play."
Oh, you've heard him before then. No, we love Pimsy's playing. We love Pimsy's playing.
So yeah, you can tell a sanitized version of your adventures to the children who
slightly sanitized.
Yeah, the children introduce themselves as Sarah, Timo, and Zosime, I think is the pronunciation.
How do you spell it?
Zosime. I should have picked one that I knew how to pronounce. And they are absolutely entranced with your tales. Anytime you get a little bit too excited, Alessa will pointedly clear her throat, and to keep you. She insists that you basically tell the whole thing in just like little more than a whisper, as she stands a short distance away at the limit of the fire.
Oh, Hester, you can do that thing with your eyes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's quiet.
I'll change the appearance of my eyes as we're telling the story.
Okay.
But again, I'm going to cartoonify it.
Yep. That's
like
fair enough.
Proper Tom and Jerry style.
You sit down. Basically, you sit next to the bedroll with the three children, sort of like sitting cross-legged on it around you. They are all craning forward, peering into your eyes. It's kind of unnerving to have so much attention focused on you, but because it's you know that they're not looking at you, they're looking at your performance. So
yeah,
it's bearable. It's a lot better than just having sort of like people just staring at you. But yes, and they are do a performance roll just to see how well you convey the story. And you notice that Rhoda, although she has settled down to get some sleep while Alessa is keeping watch, her eyes are open and she's listening. She's watching you and listening to your story.
2.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, you rolled a 1. Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah.
She's cartoonified it so much.
Okay, yeah, you have perhaps simplified it so much that the children they're fascinated by the pictures changing in your eyes, but they nod off before you've finished telling the full story, unfortunately.
And that was exactly what I wanted.
Okay.
Mission accomplished.
That's perfect, actually, because like a high roll would have been absolutely riveting, and there's no way they would understand. Okay, and then you are able to make yourselves comfortable on the moss and leaves. Those of you who gave up your bedrolls. Who is going to take the first watch with Alessa?
I will, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'll do second.
Yeah, they basically Alessa and Rhoda are each going to take 2 watches. So that they're going to basically stay up for. Each of them is going to stay up for half the night. They are happy for you to either sleep or to join them on watch, but they will not let you watch for them. Okay, let's have. So, Mark, can I have a perception roll from you, please, during the first?
Oh yeah. 1. Well, I mean, that's a 1 with a -1 modifier.
Wow, 0.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you are.
I'm obviously trying too hard to look professional and not actually paying any attention to what I'm doing.
You are basically stood there like a statue. You are as immovable and inscrutable and as oblivious as a statue. Are you going to wake up one of the others for after a couple of hours?
Yeah, I will do. If I actually am. If I'm aware enough to know that a couple of hours have passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will do that. I'll wake Pims up.
Okay.
I didn't actually hear who said they were going to be on second watch, so I'll just wake Pims up randomly.
Okay.
No wasps.
Pims.
Yeah.
I'm for your watch.
No, is it? I thought I was after shade.
I don't know. I've been watching really hard. Tiring.
Yeah.
Very, very tired.
Fine, whatever. I'll get up and I'll chew on a bit of fish.
Okay. Can you make me a perception roll for your watch, please?
Okay. 14.
14. Okay. You. Thank you. I've been handed coffee. After about an hour or so, Alessa doesn't seem to be interested in talking to you or anything. So it's pretty much like watching on your own.
That's all right. I was giving the heart a cold shoulder anyway because of the situation with the music.
Yeah.
Yes. After about an hour or so, you see her raise her hand to catch your attention. She points at her ear and then points off into the forest, and you realise that sort of like you can also hear something moving out there. It sounds big, whatever it is.
Okay. How much light have we got at the moment?
There is the fire is basically down to embers now. It's still giving off warmth, but not a lot of light. There is a dim bluish light filtering through the canopy overhead. It's not as thick as it has been in the deeper parts of the forest. You can't really see anything though, but you can hear something moving out in the trees.
And how far can I see in this darkness?
Do you have dark vision?
No.
No, you can probably see about 15 foot.
Okay.
Really?
I look across at Alessa, and I'm just going to kind of go, shh, and then I'm going to just tell her that I'm going to go and wake up. I'm going to sort of like try and mime that I'm going to wake up Shade.
Well, when you look at her, she's got like her eyes closed and she is listening intently.
Okay.
And then she looks at you and she sort of like beckons and points back towards the campfire, and she very gingerly retreats back towards the others.
Okay, well, I am going to try and sneak towards Shade and whisper to Shade. We need someone who can see in the dark. There's something.
Oh, wake Hester up.
Don't be stupid. Open your eyes. Look. Just sit up and look. For God's sake.
Yeah, I don't have dark vision, so I won't be able to see much more than you. But let's wake Hester up.
Oh, I thought you did. Go back to sleep. Hester. 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 Hester.
Ah! What are you doing?
Mate, okay.
I think I do have dark vision.
Okay. Alessa looks daggers at you, Hester.
Hester, there's something out there. None of us can see. You've got dark vision. Have a quick look.
Okay.
Okay, are you gonna... From where you're standing, you can see about... From where you are, right in the crook of the tree roots, you can see either side, you've literally got kind of like tree roots up to about 8 foot high either side of you. And then that you can see sort of like a 15-degree arc of forest, and you can see about 60 foot out into that. You can't see anything within 60 feet. Are you going to move forward at all?
Yes.
How far? And make a stealth roll.
Okay. I have my sentinel shield, so I've got advantage.
Oh, you do,
I'm gonna
yes.
go. Yeah.
Oh, Hester.
Yeah.
You could have my potion of invisibility, and then you can just walk up there to see, without worrying that something's going to see you.
That's a good idea. I've actually got one myself, so I could. Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't suggest it, but because we've got other people here that
that's a good.
we're going to have to protect.
Okay, so I'll take the invisibility potion then, and I'm gonna go forward. Well, I'm just gonna keep moving forward until I see something.
Okay. Well, how far would you? Yeah. Okay. You can. You move forward. Make me a stealth roll first, just to.
I have. Oh, I'm not wearing my armor because I've been asleep.
That's true.
So I don't have disadvantage.
You don't. That's
14.
Good. Okay. You creep forward along the edge of the route until it's only kind of like waist high, and you're crouched next to it. You're pretty quiet, and at that point you can see, just about at the edge of your vision, you can see something large moving between the trees. It's hard to tell what it is, but it definitely looks really large, something like feels like probably about as big as the Hydra that you fought before.
Okay.
But you can't really tell what it is. You can definitely see it moving there. However, it appears to be moving past, and it doesn't appear to have noticed you.
So I'm gonna watch and wait.
Which way is it going? Not that I know, but
It's not coming towards us.
It appears to be heading basically southwards. And it's behind where it's back the way that you came through the woods. So this little camp that you've made in the crook of the roots is basically facing back the way that you came, east.
So I'm going to keep watching and make sure it disappears.
After a minute or so, the sound of its scraping against trees and like crunching, you can hear not just like the cracking of twigs, but like the crunching of branches underfoot as it moves through the undergrowth. But the sounds get quieter, and after a minute, you're pretty confident that it's pretty much out of earshot.
Okay, so I'm going to return and let the others know.
What did you see?
I couldn't tell what it was, but it was as big as the Hydra. It was like basically breaking branches underfoot as it walked past, but it went right past, and I'm pretty sure it's gone. We just need to be pretty vigilant for the rest of the night.
I'm kind of torn. I'm torn between protecting these kids and glory. Oh.
And I'm gonna like, he can't see me, so I'm gonna put my hand right on his chest and just say, enough. The kids come first. That's the end of it.
Okay.
Fine.
Make a perception roll. Anybody who's looking at Alessa.
18.
Oh right, okay.
Oh, the sick.
That's actually appropriate because Hester, you have dark vision, so.
Yeah.
17.
Okay, Shade, you're standing next to Alessa. So, Mark, what did you get? Sorry.
Did anyone actually wake Dericles up? Because I thought I was just going to still.
Oh no, he's asleep.
That's fine. Did his watch?
Yeah, okay, Dennis watch. He sleeps like he watches, like rigidly, like.
He's really good at sleeping. Sleeps hard.
Hester, because you've got dark vision, and Shade, because you stood right next to her, you see Alessa give an approving look at this. What Hester says to Pims. Well, she says, we may as well carry on watching for a little longer. It's going to be a while before I can sleep.
Go back to sleep, Hester. I'm sorry to have woken you. We needed your eyes.
It's fine. I'll do it again.
Maybe you should finish off this watch, and then when it's light,
she's still invisible.
Yeah.
When it's light, when it's a bit lighter, then I can take an early watch or something. We need somebody who's got. Well, you can't do it all night, can you?
No,
but at the darkest point.
I'll wait for a bit longer, and I'll do a watch later.
Ears are nearly as good, but
yeah. If you want to wake me up next.
But thank you, Hester. Is it? We do appreciate.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you.
That's all right. Go to sleep, and I'm gonna patrol round and just keep my eyes peeled.
Hang on a minute. Are you still invisible during all this?
Yeah. Well, for the first hour, yeah.
Okay.
That's brilliant. Yeah, you. Let's see. Jill, can you make me one more perception roll?
18.
Okay. Yep, you realise that you hadn't noticed before, but in the dead of night, as this lumbering beast passed close by, a lot of the ambient noise of animals had quietened, and it seems to have returned now. You can hear small creatures going about their business in the treetops and
squirrels.
Yeah, so you get the sense that whatever it was is long gone.
Right.
And then let's see. Last, I think one more watch. Are you wake up Pims or
Shade?
Okay. And Shade, can you just do me a perception roll?
Oh no, that's I think that's 13 perception.
Okay.
Yep, 13.
You see a few as the sky begins to lighten over in the distance. You see a few animals that you're tempted to take pot shots at for.
Oh, I'm not.
But
people eat owls. Ooh.
Awfully nice.
No.
Animals, sorry, not owls.
Oh, right, good. I was going to say.
No, you see like you see some rabbits hopping about the base of the trees, and a fox runs by, and so if you were starving hungry, you could shoot something.
Okay, I'll have a go.
Okay, go make a roll.
Nope, that was a natural one. Don't often do it. It happens. It's still a bit dark. I have no night vision.
Okay.
So it's still not as light as I wanted to.
Right. The you shoot at a rabbit. But your bow creaks slightly. It springs away. You miss it, and then you can't even find the arrow afterwards.
Oh, there's some more. See, I would have preferred to have stealthed up and skewered one, which is more my thing.
Okay.
The bow's fun and all, but it's not my skill set.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because I'm feeling a bit inadequate now, so I want to show my skills off.
I mean, you'll get another chance. You'll spot another rabbit. Make me a stealth roll. See how close you can get to this one.
That's oh god, 24. My brain is not weird. Yes,
that is close enough. That is high enough that you can successfully creep up on a rabbit that has nearly 360-degree vision.
Cool.
It's still dim light, and you are Nick spawn. So
can I skewer it?
Yes, you can. Make a hit roll.
21.
Okay, yeah. You get you can get up to about 5 feet away from it, and then you lunge forward with your rapier, and it realises too late, and you manage to stab it. So yes, you return to camp with a rabbit that you can.
Hopefully Rhoda's suitably impressed with that.
Who? Sorry.
Is it Rhoda who's on?
Yes, sorry, yeah, Rhoda
yes.
is watching. Yes, she. Oh, of course, yes, because
yes.
She saw you shoot at the.
Yes, because I'm not showing off for any other reason.
She kind of raises an eyebrow as you start stalking a rabbit, instead of using your bow, but then she she nods appreciatively as you bring back the body and so you can set it up on a stick over the fire. So the rest of you wake up to the smell of cooking rabbit.
Hooray!
I have skinned it first.
Thanks, Shade.
Yeah.
So the let's see, Alessa and Rhoda will eat rations that they had with them, and let the children have some of the rabbit.
Yeah, I'm going to eat rations as well.
Do we get a long rest for that? Or...
Yes, that counts as a long rest.
Oh, Hester, you're going to let Dericles know what happened last night?
Oh, Dericles, you slept through it, didn't you? There was some kind of giant creature moving past last night, but I mean, we were lucky; it didn't come too close.
Oh,
but it was pretty big. We're gonna have to be careful as we're going through.
There was absolutely nothing on my watch. Must have been too early in the evening for that kind of creature to come out, I guess.
I guess so.
It wouldn't dare come near you.
That would be
yeah.
it. That would be it. Although I have to say, pretty big, pretty scary. All the surrounding animals disappeared for quite some time when it came near. They all scarpered, so we're gonna have to.
Well, there are rabbits around here. Maybe it was a really big one.
Could have been. Could have been.
I'm not really a country girl, but
could I tell, how many legs it had, or whether it was kind of walking or hopping, or four-legged or slithering? What was going on?
It definitely seemed like it had. It was more than 2 legs, so it was probably 4-legged.
Okay.
Possibly more.
Okay, at least 4.
So maybe not a giant bunny.
No, it might be. Rabbits have 4 legs.
Sorry, Darren?
Tim's is showing us what a rabbit looks like.
Oh, sorry, I'm not looking
just in case we don't know, since we've got one skinned and on the fire.
Maybe giant rabbits are a Setessa thing. I don't know.
Could be. They seem stranger.
So, Alessa Parks, they are not, but we do have a lot of very large wildlife in the Nessian woods.
Okay.
And not just beasts. There are dangerous monsters too.
Okay. Well, this is why we're travelling together. You know.
Shade?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry about waking you up last night. I just kind of assumed that, you obviously your Nyx spawn, so I kind of thought you'd be up to the dark because, Nyx it's like starry and dark, isn't it?
I know.
So I just assumed.
I have no idea why I can't see in the dark either, but
I apologise.
I have my lantern with me.
I apologise if I offended you in any way, but I did not mean to.
Seriously, it wasn't. I wasn't offended.
Well, I wouldn't want you to assume things about me just because I'm human. So I wasn't assuming things.
I'm feeling slightly miffed now, though. I'm going to go over to Hester and go, Pims doesn't think I'm human. Well, I don't know if I am, but still.
Oh, he's trying, very, but he's trying.
Hester,
You
don't think I'm not a person?
Hester, from your reading, the generally Nyx spawn are literally, they're made of star stuff. They are not born normally. They come from Nyx. They are in the image of other creatures, but they are made of the magical star stuff of Nyx.
But I like to still think I'm a person.
I think anyone who doubts that you're a person is very wrong indeed. I can't believe for a second that Pims believes you're not a person.
I didn't say that.
I think there may be a bit of a miscommunication going on here. You know, he's all muscle. You know, he's trying. Very.
Time we
I
move
can
on.
hear you from here.
Alessa has packed up her stuff and is stamping out the fire and helping the Rhoda is helping the children pack up all of their stuff.
Hey, so Hester.
Yeah.
Hester, you were saying you were an orphan. What makes somebody an orphan?
Oh, well, in order to be an orphan, both your parents have to have died.
What happens if you didn't have parents in the first place?
Yeah,
does that make me an orphan?
I don't.
Because I don't have parents.
I would say yes, possibly. It depends on how you
I think I have some sort of parent, but I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe not then. Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Do you know any other next-born people who and how do they identify?
No, I don't.
I don't.
You know, until I met you lots, I didn't really play well with others.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Sorry, just something that I should have commented. The woman that you saw riding the griffin last session was also Nyxborn.
That would have been useful to have known.
Yes, I'm very sorry. I forgot to add that detail in my description. I apologise.
Maybe we could ask that one that was on the griffin. She might have
can you ask them now when they're
status of
Hester?
Yes.
Can you do that thing now where you can talk to them when they're dead?
Yes.
Oh, good. Well, then, yeah, we can ask her.
Is she dead?
Not yet.
Oh, she will be.
Yeah.
Okay.
We couldn't take a comfort break before we set off.
We'll have a quick break now, and then we will resume your journey shortly. So we will be back in 5-10 minutes. Okay. See you shortly.
Okay.
Make sure.
Welcome back. So, the party have spent the night in the Nessian Wood, watching out for mysterious creatures in the darkness, and you're now heading onwards along with the warriors Alessa and Rhoda and the refugee children that you encountered in the wood. So, the forest continues to thin a little more, and you can see more of the sky. The trees are becoming a little bit smaller here. Definitely feels like you're at the edge of the forest, and the going is a bit easier. I
want to ask Hester something.
Yeah, go on.
Well, I can think of it. Sorry, Hester, are you a bit worried that these two had come from a Tower of the Serpent?
I am,
you were,
yeah.
A bit off a snake.
Wary, very wary for several reasons. Not least because of the whole cult thing, but
Yeah.
we did come up against a Hydra, so I'm wary. Yeah.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask because it was
Yeah,
on
you're
my
right.
brain.
Good spot.
Okay. Your day's travel passes fairly peacefully. There's a few moments where Rhoda spots something, and Alessa has you all stop and crouch and wait until the coast is clear, and then you move on. They're clearly more interested in avoiding trouble than getting into fights. So, and as you pause to have something to eat for lunch, and then the day rolls on. It's quite hot now that you're half the time you're out in the sun, so it's actually not as cool as it was under the canopy. But as the sun begins to descend, the forest looks a little bit thicker up ahead again, and Alessa turns to you all, and so she's actually leading the party at this point, and she turns back to you all and says, "We are nearly here, children. You will be safe inside." And she moves on, and you approach what looks at first like a really dense patch of forest. But as you get closer, you realise that it is trees, basically a wall of trees growing so close together that their branches and trunks intertwine. Any gaps in between are filled with smaller plant growth. It looks quite unnatural. It's clearly the plants have been coaxed and trained into forming this enormous barrier. High up in these trees, you can see there are platforms built, and you can see more warriors in armour of a similar style to Alessa and Rhoda's, but different, slightly different designs. It doesn't match theirs. And there is a huge wooden gate mounted in between two vast trees. There's a bit of a path leading up to it. As Alessa approaches, she signs to people on the platforms above, and there's a great creak as the doors are opened for you all. Inside, you think for a moment that it's just more forest. You're looking out over beyond the wall. As you pass through this gate, there is a huge valley laid out before you. But as you look more closely at it, you can pick out that in amongst the trees there are buildings and little walkways, and to the south on your right there are a series of terraces up the side of the valley, and there's a little wooden tower at the top of that ridge. Whoops. Sorry. So there's a little wooden tower on the above the terraces on the south side, and in the centre of the valley, as you take all this in, you realise that there is a slight rise, and there are 3 vast trees that are big even by the standards of the Nessian wood, that are all sort of like twisted around a building in the centre. You can see white stone kind of flashing in the sunlight through the foliage. Let me just get you a picture that I prepared earlier. Where have I put it? Open this image. Right. And...
Oh, I see.
There we go. Hang on a minute. I'll put it on for the stream as well.
Pretty.
So, you're not down at this level. You are way up above this, looking down into the valley. But these 3 trees entwined around the buildings are kind of they're kind of up to your eye level as you look down the hillside. And then all across the rest of the valley, you can see that there are buildings nestled in amongst the trees, and little open spaces. There are rivers and brooks wending through the valley, and walkways in between the trees. There seems to be as many houses up in the branches as there are down on the floor level, but all of it looks just built to fit around the trees that are there, rather than Melitis, which is literally a hillside that has been just pretty much fully paved over to accommodate the construction of buildings, warehouses, roads, and so forth. The only greenery that you get in Melitis is much more sort of like formal gardens. People have left like areas where there's a tree growing in the middle of the market square, for example. But this is fully integrated with the natural landscape. You can see that the wall of woven trees extends all the way around the edge of the valley. You can't see it all the way, but because there's other trees blocking your view and so on. But it seems like the entire valley is ringed by this wall of woven trees. And Alessa and Rhoda lead you down a winding path down the side of the valley towards the central area.
I wasn't expecting all this. It's impressive.
The town you've got here. Is there an arena?
Welcome to Setessa. An arena. You must be from Akros.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it'd be a bit awkward, wouldn't it, really?
We have a few training grounds. There is no formal arena as such. As you descend into the polis, for that's what it is, there are people going about their business. You can see. Let's see. There are up on the terraces. You can see women farming. Up on there are like children playing in amongst the trees, climbing, and so on. In fact, there's very few men here. It's almost entirely women and children. And in fact, Pims, you get a few odd looks from people as you pass through them. More so than anybody else in the party, unusually. It seems.
What happened to the man?
Sorry?
I'm speaking to
Alessa?
All my notes have been deleted.
Oh, no.
I don't know why. One of the adults.
Okay.
What happened to the man? What's going on?
most of the men are out on peregrinations.
So they're into beds.
In Setessa, women prove themselves through their training and prowess. Men have to find their place in the world. When children come of age, the men are encouraged to go and find a place for themselves. We scout the regions beyond the city walls, looking for likely and safe routes for young men to pursue their peregrinations, to basically go through their coming of age.
And once they've done that,
do they not come back? Because I haven't seen any other men.
Not often.
Jeez.
so they just go.
Yes, they are welcome to return occasionally, but the polis is primarily women and children.
So the family units tend to be. That sounds great. Actually, that sounds like my kind of
We
city.
are all one family. The
where do the kids come from, Shade? Like you.
Some are.
Well, to be honest, they look like they're coming from those houses.
It's not like
They have homes.
Damocles.
Alessa laughs at that.
Damocles, where do the kids come from, do you think?
I don't know.
Men visit the polis. But
I get it. They visit. Yeah.
But we also take in children from the surrounding lands, such as these three, and the you notice that actually the as you're descending the valley, the some of the children that have been playing spot at these three carrying their packs, and they rush up to them and greet them, and they seem to be making a big fuss of basically these like new kids, and the three children look back at Alessa and Rhoda, and she says, "Here, give us your packs." And they take the bundles. Rhoda and Alessa take the bundles off them, and they say, "Look, down there. See those three trees? You see that is the temple of Karametra. Beyond, in the thick woods beyond there is the Tower of Ophis, the Tower of the Serpent. That is where you can find Rhoda and myself. We will take your belongings there. We will find you somewhere to stay. But in the meantime, make new friends. Explore the polis. We will see you before the sun sets. Understood?" The three of them look up at her and nod, and then like they run off to play with the other children. We have of late had to bring a lot of children into the polis. The surrounding villages have been attacked more frequently by the Furies, centaurs, but sometimes by other things. Some of we have seen villages razed, not in the way the centaurs would do so. The centaurs would pillage things of use, maybe burn some houses, and move on. What we have seen is wholesale slaughter. We are not sure why. That is why I'm interested in what you have to say. Please. Our first port of call must be the Tower of Office.
I'm not going in there.
Why not?
She's got a thing about snakes.
I don't have a thing about snakes. Snakes are perfectly lovely. Oh, I have a thing about snakes. I have a thing about snakes, and they talk to me. And
we do not have any actual serpents. It is just a name for the regiment and the tower.
Why a snake?
The Tower of Office acts as the eyes and ears of the ruling council of Setessa.
Do snakes have ears? Sorry.
Not all of our regiment are as martial as Rhoda and myself. We were literally patrolling, looking for refugees, so we are equipped accordingly. But the regiment explores surrounding lands, sometimes alone, sometimes stealthily, to discover what is going on. It is the best place to find out if we have discovered anything about these attacks, anything new about these attacks, then my comrades will have reported it to the regiment.
Oh, I'm happy to talk to your superiors. That's fine.
Phaedra will know what is going on, or at least she will know more than anyone else in the polis what is going on.
Who?
Oh, sorry.
Did you say Farika?
Phaedra.
I'm gonna run and hide behind that big rock.
Oh.
Is your friend?
Finding it a bit difficult, I think.
Should be okay. We'll just get a glass of warm milk. Should be fine. Do you have milk here?
Yes, we do. She points down to there's like beneath some of the trees down in the bottom of the valley. There's kind of like some more open meadow spaces. There's like patches of grasslands and stuff, and you can see some big shaggy long-haired cows down there.
She spent most of her life at a very, very secluded place, so I think seeing the whole city might just be a bit too much for her at the moment.
I understand. We will not ask her to enter the tower if she is unwilling. Perhaps she would like to visit the Temple of Karametra. It is close by.
Now, maybe she's into that whole kind of thing. Learning about other, religions and things.
Hester, would you like Rhoda here to show you to the Temple of Karametra instead? I do not wish to make you uncomfortable if you are unwilling to enter our tower.
I'm going to just nod, but I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
Do you want me to come with you, Hester?
I'm going to nod again.
Rhoda, you show them to the temple, and then maybe stay with them to make sure they don't get lost. Unless you are willing to find your own way to the Tower of Office when you're done. We can find you at the temple easily enough.
I'm going to nod.
Very well.
I'm sure there must be some sort of food stalls that we can go and get some things out to.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to
outside.
nod harder.
Yes, you should head down to the temple. Outside the temple of can't scroll that across a little bit. Outside the Temple of Karametra is there is a marketplace. You will be able to find food there. You are welcome to. We do not have much in the way of hospitality. We do not see many travellers, but you are welcome to bed down wherever is comfortable.
Yeah. I'll
The city is safe.
Pims, do you still have that pen? Do you still have my pen? Do you want to look after it and see if there's ink at the tower?
Yeah.
See if you can write that note.
Sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you the letter as well that we picked up. Don't lose it, but just write that out.
My life.
Well, you better do.
I'll stuff it down her pants.
Okay.
Shade's never taken that back.
Oh.
You can see Alessa's lip curl slightly at this. Very well then, Rhoda, you're with me. Hester, Shade, I will see you soon. And she and Rhoda lead Pims and Dericles down a winding path. The roadway down to the Temple of Karametra is pretty obvious. It's right down the hill, straight to the bottom.
We'll take a wander.
Yeah, like on the picture. And let's see, Alessa, Rhoda, Dericles, and Pims, you go off down another path that leads off. It's very hilly and uneven in this valley. There are big piles of rock, some of which have been sort of like apparently like lifted up into kind of like small hills just by the growth of trees. And the ground on one side is all broken up, like on this picture. And the path wends along a hillside and then across a river and into a denser bit of forest. And in amongst the trees, there is a grey stone tower. It has there's a space, a clearing around it, which is clearly used for training. There are kind of fighting posts, archery ranges. There is a stable, and then there's this greystone tower, which appears to be basically the barracks for this area. And Alessa and Rhoda lead you up there, and they are. The door is. There's a guard on the door who opens it for them, whose armor does match Alessa and Rhoda's, and she leads you inside. Inside, it feels kind of reminiscent of the barracks of the Reverend Army in Meletis. However, it's just a bit more rustic. All the furniture is less finished and decorative. It's much more kind of like just like wood that's just been smoothed enough that it's not sort of splintery. So like tables and chairs are made out of like rough pieces of timber. The construction of the tower is quite neat. It seems to be mostly slate, and you are led up a spiral stair at the back, which is mostly wood. And Alessa knocks on a door, and a voice says, "Come." And she leads you into a room which must be pretty close to the top of the tower. The spiral staircase did continue upwards, so it's not the highest room. But this room is... it's kind of like quite a well-appointed office. Again, the furniture is fairly rustic, but the table is covered in wax tablets, sheets of parchment. There is a small, over in the corner actually, there is a small wooden model of the Polis, which has got some little model towers on it, and not much of the surrounding area, but it's interesting. You get a different view of the layout of the city. And sitting behind the desk is a woman with, let's see, double check my there is a, I gave the wrong name, sorry. The name that I gave that made you panic, Hester, should have been Callias.
Ah, okay.
Sorry.
No problem.
Yep. The woman behind the desk wears an eye patch. You can see one of her hands only has 2 fingers on it. She is she's about 50 something. She's not wearing armour, she's wearing a robe that appears to be linen decorated with again the kind of like wavy patterns that the other 2 have in their armour, and her face is kind of as stern as Alessa's, but just a lot more lined. Alessa, she says, welcome back. What news? Well, we recovered 3 Arculi from one of the outlying villages. We have brought them back. They will come back to the tower by sundown. And we met these folk. She gestures to Pims and Dericles. They travel with a Nyx-born woman and a Leonin woman who have gone to visit the temple. They have news of some sort of plot against the Polis. Callias turns to look at Pims and Dericles. Well, this is interesting. What have you to tell us?
Well, I'm Lieutenant Dericles of the Reverent Army, and this is my companion Pims. We have been. We're not here on a specifically official capacity from the city, but we have been involved in overturning a plot that was attempting to undermine the political situation in Meletis. And during our investigations of that, we visited a temple of Clothis that was just to the south of the Nessian Wood. But when we were there, we discovered correspondence that would indicate that Meletis is not the only city that is under attack by this strange organization, the Sisters of the Loom. The letter that we found indicated that Setessa was also one of the targets. So we travelled straight here to attempt to find out what was going on and perhaps warn the city.
You said correspondence. Can you show me?
Well, the letter is currently secreted about Pim's person, but Pims, if you could discreetly show the letter to I'm sorry, I'm not aware of your title. Are you general or a...
I'm Commander Callias.
Commander?
She looks strangely at Pims as and she takes the parchment gingerly. Temple of Clothes, you say?
Yes.
Well, she passes the letter back to you. I think I will need to. I will need to take you. I will need to take you to see Anthauser.
Who?
Anthauser. She is the commander of the Lena Tower. And she is the de facto ruler of the city when Karametra is not present in the temple. This is interesting. I'm sorry. This has given me much to think about. What? Tell me what happened in Melitis, please.
There was a...
I will. Sorry, assuming that you're going to tell her everything, unless you want to hold anything back, then we can assume that you bring her up to date, and I'll
basically,
and I'll cut across. So while you're explaining the story so far to Commander Callias, Hester and Shade, you are left to
Hester.
Yeah.
Devices.
Don't know why, but I'm getting a bit twitchy.
Oh yeah.
You think they're okay?
I don't know. They can handle themselves.
You know, you said that with a straight face.
Well, they're still alive, but I mean, it's mainly thanks to us. To be fair, don't tell them I said that.
Yeah, but they're two guys in a city of women.
I think they might be having the time of their lives if they're visiting husbands or anything to go by. I'm sure they'll be fine.
So what should we do? Do you want to look for food first, and we can get food, and then go to the temple, and then we can meet up for a meal with them?
I'm quite keen to go to the temple and maybe bring the guys some food back. We can all eat
should
together.
We do temple first then?
Yeah.
So you're heading to the temple first, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a goddess then, yeah? The temple's for?
The temple is to Karametra. Karametra is the goddess of farming and harmony with nature. Whereas like Nylea is the goddess of the wild nature. Karametra is kind of the goddess of tamed nature, as it were.
Okay.
Or not tamed so much, but harmony is good. So yeah, you head on up to the temple. I'm just in my notes. There was a big market. There was a big market just inside the main gate that you passed through, in order to get into the city proper. And then there was another inner wall, which I neglected to describe because I didn't do enough revision. Another inner wall, and in that market there was a more diverse mixture of genders. But here in the main city, it's mostly women and children. But there is a small marketplace outside the temple as well. So yeah, you can pick up something to eat.
We'll go to the temple first.
It's largely there is a lot of fruit and baking. Here, there's some meat as well, cured meats and stuff.
Is there any sort of like small sweet pastries sort of thing?
Oh, almost certainly. There's like some honey bread.
Okay, we'll pick some of that up, and I'm gonna. How much would it be?
Oh, 5 copper for us a whole bunch of. I mean, if you're just talking sort of like snacks for you and the others,
for now.
Presumably?
No, just for us for now, because I want to buy
Oh,
Hester something. I think she needs something to
Okay,
calm her down. Maybe some. Okay. Copper. Right, so I'm going to buy some of the honey bread and give that to Hester.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, we don't know what we're going to get into, so
Yeah.
I think, we need something.
You head on up. The temple is built on basically a substantial pile of rocks that has been like raised out of the ground by one of these huge trees. The path winds around it to up to the building at the top, and inside the whole place is decorated with the flowing patterns that you've seen before, rather than the geometric stuff that you get at Melitis, and there's repeated motifs of corn, vines, fruit. There's a definite sort of like cornucopia decorative theme going on in this building. But the main temple is basically a pillared rectangular temple that's comparatively familiar in this otherwise quite strange polis.
Cool.
Are there any books?
Going inside, let's see. There don't appear to be many books. Again, there are beautiful friezes painted on the walls, and a priestess approaches you. She seems to be a priestess. Let me just double check what the holy symbol of Karametra is. Sorry. Never. Yes, the holy symbol of Karametra is a cornucopia.
Right.
So the priestesses have small little wooden carved cornucopia amulets around their necks.
Why did they send us here? Was there anything in particular we can be doing?
I have no idea. But apart from the fact that Deracles said you were interested in religion.
I mean, I am interested in looking around. It was specifically that the women we were with suggested that we come here. I mean, Deracles was right that I'd be interested. Right.
Well, we're here now. We can see. Okay. We can have a chat, see if there's anybody who knows anything.
More of a kind of touristy thing, so I can just kind of. I'd like to have a look at the friezes and the pictures.
I mean, maybe this goddess might be better for you than Heliod. You never know. It's worth a keep looking round.
I'm not going to reply. I'm just going to keep looking at the pictures.
Okay. The frieze depicts appears to be a story. It's a little hard to tell. There is definitely some sort of giant in there. There is a black-skinned warrior woman, and there is also lightning and falling trees and all sorts of stuff. This is not something that you have studied at the Pyrnos in Melitis, so it's new to you. One of the priestesses approaches and says, "Welcome to the Temple of Karametra. can I? You are. I see you're interested in the story of Anthausa.
I didn't know that's the story I was looking at, but I am, yes.
Are you? You are presumably new to the polis.
Yes.
Why don't you come with me, and I will tell you a little bit about it.
Are you going to introduce yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry. I am. Put me on the spot. I am Polysine.
I'm Hester. This is Shade.
I'm happy to meet you. What has brought you to Setessa? As she talks, she leads you back out of the temple and down the hill. We are not going far. I would, but
hang on a second. Where are we going?
She smiles.
I'm not going anywhere with anybody that where I don't know where I'm going.
I'm sorry. I'm excited to tell you the story. I wanted to show you part of this story, but if you prefer, I can tell. I can tell you in the temple, and we can just look at the frieze.
Hang on a
Can I do an
second.
insight check?
Yeah.
14. Is she on the level?
Hold a sec.
She
I've
seems-
got. I was going to say I've got my ear for deceit.
You do have an ear for
So
deceit.
yeah. So can I support Hester in this?
Yeah, go on then, Hester. Do you want to roll again?
Yeah.
So you've got
10.
advantage. No, 14.
10.
Yeah, you think she's being honest.
I think.
Well, you can probably see it from here. Actually, she walks to the edge of the path and looks down, and at the base of the hill, she points. It's not a very good view from here, but look, there it looks like there's like a big rounded boulder nestled amongst some trees. That is the head of a titan.
Sorry.
Would you like to see it?
Where's the rest of them?
Crumbled. I think part of the body may have been used to build the temple.
Wow.
Will you walk with me down to the bottom of the hill so you can have a closer look while I tell you the story behind it?
I'll follow.
Okay. She leads you down there. I mean, she's not being in any way threatening. And she says, long ago, there was a terrible storm shook the polis. It felled ancient trees, and Karametra was angry with Keranos, the storm god, for his selfishness. He was angry with... she chastised him for his selfishness, and furious, Keranos sent a storm of epic proportions to destroy our crops and break our trees down. The people took shelter indoors. But young Anthausa had been hunting and was caught in the deluge. Knowing that Anthausa was Karametra's favourite, Keranos sent a bolt of lightning down from Nyx to strike the grave of a titan buried for countless centuries under the earth. The ground rose before Anthausa, uprooting trees as frightened birds fled away, and an earth titan rose from his primordial resting place, grabbed a trunk of a broken tree and swung at the young warrior. She narrowly escaped, and the titan chased her. Nylea saw the damage.
Oh,
sorry.
I can't hear anything.
I've stopped.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah.
You all right, Jill?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So
Is it me you can't hear?
You asked me to stop.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, it was Adrienne.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now, Adrienne? Can you hear? Oh. Hang on a minute. Technical difficulties. Oh, I think head earbuds may have run out of charge. Can you hear me now?
I'll put the other one in. Yeah, I couldn't hear anything, but it looked interesting, whatever you were saying.
Okay, where did you get to? Oh,
it's okay. I think I think Shade wasn't as interested as Hester, and she's sort of, she's looking at stuff.
The goddess Nylea saw the damage to her beautiful forest and raised vines to clutch at the Titan's legs. Turning back, Anthausa saw the Titan stumble, and quick as a flash, he used the vines to climb up to his shoulder as he struggled to get free. Anthausa looked for a weak spot, and calling out to Karametra, she drove her dagger deep into the Titan's soft flesh below his ear. Hearing her daughter's plea, Karametra enchanted Anthausa, giving her the strength she needed to cleave the Titan's head from his body. And the severed head fell to the ground, where it lies to this day. And she gestures at this huge boulder, which you can now see as you're down on a level with it. It has a face.
Does it actually look like a head?
Yes.
But does it look like just a statue?
I mean, yes, it looks like part of a statue that has fallen and crumbled. But yeah, I mean, it's a if it is a statue, it's a magnificent piece of work. Every line, every wrinkle on the face is incredibly detailed. It's about this boulder is about like 8 foot tall.
The sculptor did a great job.
Well, I enjoy the story, whether you believe it or not.
Well, we can see you do. While you're out here, can we sort of ask you whether everything is fine in Setessa? Whether there are...
Well, within Setessa, all seems well, but it is true that we have suffered, outlying villages and farms have suffered more attacks from Fairies, tribe centaurs, and there are some rumours that there are other creatures out there. I mean, I'm
very surprised about the centaurs. They seemed very well. The ones that we'd met before were very eloquent and gentle seeming.
You spoke with centaurs of the Fairies tribe?
Oh gosh, did they say what tribe they were from? I'm sure
Round Melitis is the yeah, you would know. Round Melitis is the territory of the Lagona centaurs.
All right. Yeah. So it's but can they be so different?
Oh, the Lagona are much more pleasant to deal with. The Fairies tribe are warlike. They are they are also nomadic, but they basically move around their lands, taking what they can from anybody who settles too close to them. But of late, they seem to have been almost methodically pillaging our villages and citadels. We have had to take a lot of our Kuli into the temple.
Okay.
Because we come from Melitis and there was trouble there, it seems that there are people working behind the scenes to destabilise the cities. And I'm wondering whether this might be part of it. Because it looks so peaceful here.
Sounds like something that you should take to the council.
Have you heard of somebody called Ianthe?
Ianthe?
In Setessa?
I don't know everybody in the polis. I don't know anybody of that name, though, no.
So have you got a name for somebody at the council who we could trust?
Oh, you can.
I mean, implicitly.
Oh, I see. You think that someone may be working within. I cannot imagine who.
It is possible.
Possibly be working against the polis from within.
But just in case we wanted to, which is why we were a bit more reticent of coming this way with you, because we don't know who to trust.
I'm sorry. That must be very difficult for you.
Yeah.
Well,
I first of all, I was joking about the sculptor. I believe your story. I've seen far, far stranger. And secondly, I'm a bit worried with it all being women and children here. I mean, who protects the men who are elsewhere?
The men are trained to be able to look after themselves before they leave on their peregrinations. But it is the women who really dedicate themselves to martial training, to the 4 regiments. She points up at some of the towers on the edge of the valley. In fact, she turns behind you, and quite close to the three great trees surrounding the temple, there is a limestone tower, which you can see has the carved head of a lion on it. Lena Tower is Anthausa's home. She leads the regiment of the Lion.
And is she tasked with protecting the men and the older boys?
Yes, it is our tradition that men need to find their place in the world, and they do so by going on a peregrination to discover their purpose and their calling. Most of them do not return. We have traders.
But they have no army.
We have the 4 regiments.
But they have no army near them.
No, the men on peregrination are travelling all over Theros.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I understand.
In
different
directions.
So I'm going to turn to Shade. I really think I want to talk to Dericles about this. Maybe he'll be able to make more sense of it for me. I'm struggling with it.
Which bit? The bit that they send people out
the men being off on their own. Yeah, I mean, I get why they're going off on their own, but
well, maybe this is why this is a peaceful place, because the men, when they become of age, have to. Instead of fighting amongst themselves, they have to go out and do stuff. It sounds fine to me.
Okay.
While we are here,
I was just going to ask about the towers. Why are they named after animals when your goddess is the goddess of, vegetables?
Vegetables are not renowned for their heroic properties.
Maybe. Actually, this is another question. One of our party who's gone off to one of the towers, he's been looking for a particular vegetable that Do you think maybe if you prayed to your goddess that you might get one?
If anyone would know about a rare plant, then it would be Carametra, especially if it is an edible plant.
So yeah, we should bring him back and he can see if he can.
Certainly.
I don't know. Find the answer to his culinary questions.
While we are down here, let me show you something else. And she leads you past the head of the Titan, and into a dense, really lush.
As we go past the head, I'm going to give it a gentle kick, just to check.
Okay, it is.
See what happens.
Solid stone.
Okay. It's only gentle. I don't want to hurt my feet, but you know.
Polysine leads you around the corner into a dense bit of undergrowth. There's an area like thick with trees, but as you go in, it becomes lush with other plants and flowers as well, growing beneath the trees. There are little pools of clear water at different levels here. It seems there's some sort of a spring, and there is in the centre of this clearing there is an enormous archway made out of vines and flowers. It's extremely colourful. This is the Spring Nexus. This is the source of all magic of healing, abundance, summoning. This is Carametra's gift to the polis. Make me a perception roll, please. Shade, you can do it with advantage.
Oh God.
I'm slightly offended. She said it's the source of all healing, and
Yes.
I'm offended.
Okay, how to sick. Was that perception?
Yes, please.
That's dirty 20.
Okay. Jill?
Oh, sorry, I thought.
What did you get?
When you said Shade had advantage, I thought you meant because I was helping. 23.
Okay, right. Well, in that
Natural
case,
20.
You both notice that the pools of water that are around you, they're clear. You can see to the bottom, but you realise that reflected in the surface is. Sorry, I'm going to turn that off. Reflected in the surface, you can see Nyx. Even though it is still daylight here.
Hey, that looks like your cloak thing.
It does, doesn't it? Isn't it pretty?
It is. It's beautiful. Is that where you're from?
I have no idea. If I am, I don't remember it.
Okay.
There are 4 such nexuses in Setessa. For each of the seasons.
Are you allowed to touch it?
If you wish.
Yeah, I'd like to put my hand in the water.
There is also a kind of like there's a light mist hanging over the surface of the water as well.
Okay. Well, just to see what it does to my skin as when I put my hand in.
Okay. You can. You dip your hand in. As you get close to it, you can see that there are the stars reflected in the water surface are slowly shifting, just like Nyx, forming constellations that shift and change. But also there are some sort of like shapes, unclear shapes forming in the mist above it, just roiling. The mist is roiling in a slightly unnatural way, and occasionally you kind of like see shapes in it that look familiar, and it's kind of like, oh, that looked a bit like a a bull's head, and like that looked kind of like a kind of like it might have been a temple, and just like seeing shapes in clouds, basically. But yeah, you can dip your hand in. The water is cool and clear. It is safe to drink, says Polysine. She stoops and noticing that you're still a little bit paranoid, she stoops, takes a handful and sips it.
I'm going to fill my flask.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, you both
put some in my flask too.
From the water of the spring nexus. Okay. So, I'm sorry, I just wanted to show you this while we were here. It always makes me feel better to visit the Nexus.
So what would happen if somebody did something to the Nexus? I'm just wondering whether, if there are plots to destabilise the polis, whether that might be something that you need to keep a close eye on.
That is an interesting thought. The Nexuses are... they are holy, but they are not consecrated to any particular god. People leave offerings to many of the gods here.
Ooh, that's an idea.
There are oracles who can who try to decipher the messages formed in the veil. The mist and the stars tell stories for those who can understand them. We call it the Kelima Veil. It is said that they predict the future.
Okay.
Ooh.
Do you think we should get back to the guys?
Well, I think maybe what we should do is they know where we are. So should we go and get some food from the market and then they can come and find us?
Okay. Okay, yeah, we did say. I think they said that they'd meet us here.
Very well.
Well, they knew how you felt about the tower, so...
Yeah.
I hope they would think that they'd come and meet us.
I think they did say...
Oh, there you are! We're just looking for you.
Just talking of you.
Pims and Dericles approach. With them is a woman who wearing an eye patch and missing some fingers on her right hand.
This is Anthalas. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Commander Callias, isn't it?
Pleased to meet you.
I got the name mixed up. Sorry. Too many names.
Very well.
Pleased to meet you.
It is it's lucky you were here. We came from the temple. One of them, one of your companions said that you had brought the visitors down to the Nexus. Polysine nods and says, yes, Commander. I will leave you to talk to the visitors. Have a good day.
Well, think upon what we have said, and if there is anything that you think of that we might need to know, please find us, and we will do all we can to help.
Thank you. And she turns and heads off back towards the path leading up to the temple. Well then, shall we continue to Lena Tower?
Yeah. We've been telling the commander here everything that we've been doing.
Everything?
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah. Pretty much. I mean, she particularly liked the bit about Pym's singing in the village, but
yeah,
Callias.
They loved
everything.
Wow.
Your news is concerning, but very welcome. We have been investigating the unwarranted hostility of the Theros centaurs for some time, but we have been directing our efforts outside the polis, seeking some sort of reason why the centaurs may be being pushed southwards, encroaching on Setessan lands. But
maybe they're being encouraged.
I think they come
this way.
By the looms.
Yeah, this Ianthe person.
Yes, it seems that we have been looking too far afield, and we should have been investigating closer to home. I have tasked some of my regiment to begin making inquiries around the city after this Ianthe. I will see what they can come up with. In the meantime, we need to talk to Commander Anthosa. She is the ruler of the city, and she should know what you have learned. And she turns to the archway over these pools of water, which Pims and Dericles, you now notice that the starfield reflected in the water. Callias. Sorry?
That's pretty.
Callias briefly sort of like bows her head, mutters apparently some sort of prayer, and then she turns to go. Have you seen enough of the Nexus?
So you can pray to any god here?
Yes, the Nexus is a holy place, but it is a site of raw magical energy. Oh, at least that is what the priests tell me.
Oh, talking of which, Pims, this is the goddess of she's partly the goddess of vegetables. So we thought it would be a great place for you to go and pray and see if maybe she can point you in the direction of this sort of, this plant you've been looking for.
Yeah. You see, the thing is that if this Nexus kind of joins together all these different gods, so
Well, you don't have to do that. You could just go and talk to them at the temple.
The temple above is consecrated to Karametra.
Okay, because it's just that, it'd be a bit remiss of me if I didn't say.
Sometimes you could find her there.
Sorry. I'll just go over to the Nexus bit and just go, hi, Farah, hope things are alright. I'm doing the business. Cheers. Yeah, I'm alright. Let's go.
Okay.
I'll say a quick word to Iroas, kind of grudgingly, but also reverently.
Okay.
Oh, actually, while they're all doing it, I'm going to send a thought up to Erebos and say, if some... All right.
Callias waits patiently while you do this. She seems very respectful of your various devotions.
Some more pious than others.
Yes. Okay. And then she leads you on towards this limestone tower that you can see peeping out above the trees. You go through the trees. It's not very far from the central temple. It seems like there's a bunch of like key buildings that are clustered around the centre of the polis, and Lena Tower, similar to Ophis Tower, it's basically a barracks tower with a kind of training ground around it. It also has a stables. It has a bigger space for training. It looks like there's even like a chariot track here, and a few chariots in under a shelter by the stables. Commander Callias leads you directly upwards. The guards on there's a pair of guards on the doors. They, seeing you coming, they hurry to open the doors for the commander. Excuse me. And she leads you inside. The layout of this tower, it's fairly similar. This is a limestone tower, so it is all built. All of the stonework is white, and in fact, the furniture within is also of a slightly different style. It's a little bit less rustic, a little bit smarter, and more worked and decorative. But you are led up to an office, basically, and this office is decorated with hunting trophies.
Oh.
And not
what kind of things are you talking?
Sorry. Oh, crumbs. There are boar. There are like the.
I mean, what I'm basically interested in is there anything awesome, or is it all just average kind of hunting kind of things?
They don't have a hydra up there, I don't think.
There isn't a hydra, no.
Or a basilisk. Is there a basilisk?
Is it all just like, deer and rabbits?
No, it's bigger stuff than that. There's a couple of like beasts like boar and stuff in the corners, but there's also a lot of. You can see a basilisk head up there, for example.
Oh, they do have a basilisk.
Yeah.
No minotaurs, hope.
No minotaurs.
That'd be a bit weird.
Yeah, just like some monsters that you're not familiar with.
How much if it was a minotaur if it was just the head? I'd just be a bull.
It's quite clear. You could easily tell the difference.
Anyway,
Hester,
Yeah.
have I offended you at all today?
Yet.
I not specifically.
Okay, bear that in mind.
Okay, what are you planning?
Hoping that somebody will be on my side come the end of the day.
Callias looks at you, Pims, and says, "Try not to offend Anthausa. She is the chosen of the goddess."
I'll just be quiet.
There's nobody else in here at the moment, so you basically it's mostly hunting trophies. There is a desk here, but it is not got any what you would consider paperwork on it. It's got like the remains of a meal. It's got kind of like a knife and a sharpening stone, and there are a couple of like wax tablets, but they're kind of they're clearly not the focus of attention for the owner of this office. And
which reminds me, Pims, did you write that letter?
Not yet, no. But I will do. Honest.
Yeah, unless we get horribly killed first.
Yeah, unless we get horribly killed.
Heroically killed.
A side door opens, and out comes a black woman with braided hair. She is. Let me just check. I think she is also 50 something. Let me just check. There we go. Oh, I don't have a description for her, so yes, that's fine. I'm making it up. Yes, she has braided hair. She is clearly quite old. She is a mature woman, but she is in very good.
I was going to say the DM's going to be offending people in a second.
She's 50 something, but she's still very fit. Okay, I'll leave it at that. She is wearing armor.
Time works differently in Theros.
Okay. I'm not going to get shade over calling 50-year-old mature. I don't know. Right. Anyway, you don't know how old she is.
Especially in this group.
Right. Moving swiftly on. She comes and she sits down at the desk and puts her sandaled feet up on the desk. Callias, who have you brought me? And Hauser, these visitors bring news from Meletis. Probably best if you show her that letter you found.
Pims.
Oh
no!
And Thauser just watches him.
It's his diplomatic pouch.
Oh god!
Like Chris said, he wants to make this a really classy stream.
Okay. You pass her the somewhat crumpled letter. Now, she flattens it on the desk and smooths it out and reads it. I see. Who are these three people named in this letter?
Well, at least one of them's dead.
Yeah, so this Celine is the one that was threatening Meletis. We dispatched her in her attempt to destabilize the politics of the city, and left Meletis to try and discover where she came from and what she was up to, which led us to a temple of Clothis south of the Nessian Wood, and that's where we found this letter among her belongings.
Clothis. Well. I knew nothing good would come of her leaving the underworld. Well, go on then. Fill me in. Tell me everything. And she digs out a wax tablet, and rubs it with a smooth rock, and gets a stylus and starts taking notes as you repeat the details of your story to her. She takes copious notes and then gets a second tablet and cleans that off and makes more notes. And when she's done, she says, "Thank you for bringing this to us. I will need to confer with the goddess, and you have seen this Ianthe, I understand."
Yes, very briefly, outside this temple of Clothis.
Oh, is that the one we think it was?
Oh, that's the one I think it was.
Well, it would be very useful if you would stay here in Setessa for a few days. Callias, can you make some arrangements for them to stay somewhere?
I mean, she had a griffin, so I mean, surely, a griffin's pretty noticeable. If
yes,
it is,
they're not particularly common in this end of the wood. But
so if there was somewhere you think they might be able to hide it.
They are also quite, although they are big beasts, they are quite stealthy. They
make a lot of mess too.
So it sounds.
Yeah.
But she points up the wall. Like there's a couple of griffin heads on the wall as well.
Hester, stop looking at their teeth.
Sorry.
We can come back later.
I will need to go to the temple. She looks. You get the sense that like she's kind of more kind of like irritated that this is something that genuinely demands her attention than anything else, and she says, "Well, I will follow this up. The rest of you make yourselves comfortable, and I will let you know if we have discovered and if the goddess."
We understand why. I was going to say, in Melitis, we understand why Clothis went after the council in Melitis, but why would she come after Setessa and Akros? What's changed here? Has something changed?
Clothis left her place in the underworld because of Xenagos. The satyr who managed somehow to become a god. The rest of the gods put him down, but that apparently upset the order of things enough for Clothis to emerge from the underworld and try to do something about it.
But the information I've had that it's actually Heliod that is with Melitis anyway. So I was just wondering what had changed here, that she feels that Clothis feels that isn't the right destiny for Setessa.
That is a good question.
Has there been anything that changed
recently?
Well, I suppose.
Not very much.
Well,
lately,
when was the letter dated?
It was not. No.
Well, we know how long ago it was with
you would
Melitis,
know
so
that in Theros dating is somewhat vague. They have a calendar, so they know kind of like what time of year it is and how long they've got for harvests and stuff like that. But in terms of actually marking off the years, it all becomes very vague because
But we know how long it's been going on in Melitis.
Yeah, in Melitis, it's a matter. It's basically a matter of weeks.
We think it might be I would have said that it'd be about the same amount of time here. So if we go on that assumption that it's been in the last few weeks.
That is reasonable. Callias, have you? Yes, I have. Callias nods at her. We will see what we can uncover from within the city. I've recalled some, also sent messages to some of my field agents to bring them back within the walls. It sounds like we will need to turn our attention inwards.
This Ianthe, if it is the one that we encountered, she'll have arrow wounds.
Oh, you shot her?
Yeah.
Ha! Excellent. That is good to look out for. It's possible that if they are...
Do I remember where I shot her? Was it in the shoulder or the...
I think it was the shoulder. If these
sisters, that might help.
If these loom sisters are priests of Clothis, it's possible she will have healed it, but it's worth keeping an eye out for. So, she stands up, swings her feet off the desk, comes around, and let's see. She walks up between Shade and Pims and claps you both on the shoulder. Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
Shade flinches. Not keen on that.
Right.
Is there somewhere to stay here?
Yes, of course. Kalia, sort them out. I'm going to go and talk to Karametra.
Excuse me, sir. May we have the letter back, please?
I think it's a ma'am.
Sorry.
Oh, ma'am. I don't know how you refer to your commander. Excuse me, commander. Can we have our letter back?
Oh
yes,
yeah.
She gestures at the desk where she left it. Yes, I've
Great
seen
thinking.
it. I will ask the goddess, see what she can tell us. And interesting. I had hoped that I could live out my days in peace, but it seems that that is not to be. Well, I will spend the night in contemplation and return here in the morning. We'll see what we can discover. And she marches out of her office and slams the door behind her.
Okay, I'm going to grab the letter.
Okay.
Secure the letter, Pims.
I'm going to take care of it.
I can imagine.
And is there somewhere in this tower where I can do a quick prayer to what was the name? Kalamatra?
Yeah,
Karamatra. There's the Kalias turns to you. There is the temple to Karametra. There are also smaller shrines around the polis.
Well, if we wander to the temple, we could go to the market while you're in the temple to go and get some food.
That's a great idea.
What
do you recommend?
I will make arrangements for you to be put up. You go. I will find you if you're at the marketplace or the temple.
Okay.
And
so you got any recommendations? Local food? We're connoisseurs. We like to try out the local specialities.
Well,
any cool picnic spots?
This is the Polis.
The
Polis of Karametra. All of our food is wonderful.
Oh.
And
okay.
She holds the door open for you. Let us leave Anthauser's office and head back to the temple. I will meet you there.
Okay.
And she escorts you down the stairs and back out of the limestone tower, and she starts talking to one of the door guards, and they take a horse and go off up one of the paths leading up the hill.
Can we see the temple from where we are?
Yeah, I mean the whole polis is basically like a big valley with these like three twisted trees around the temple as the centerpiece, so you can see the temple from pretty much anywhere.
Okay, how far is
it? It's only maybe a half mile.
Yeah, Pims wouldn't be able to run all that way, would he? Okay, so I don't know what you're standing around.
Are you heading to the market?
Derek, aren't you meant to be running after him?
Right. All right then. Race after him.
Okay, you're going to race back to the market.
Giving him a head start.
Yep. You do catch.
I still can't hear anything.
Oh. You catch a few strange looks, herring through the wooded paths of Setessa, pursued by a minotaur.
Exit pursued by a minotaur.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Well, we are in the right kind of the right setting, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think
I have no sound, just to let you know.
Okay.
You're not missing anything.
Can't tell. Can you hear us yet? If I shout very loud, she'll hear me.
We could all laugh in unison as if the funniest thing ever has just happened.
Brilliant. Is that one charged? Hello, hello. Can you hear us, Adrienne? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll carry on and she'll pick up because it's not like we're mid combat. Oh, can you hear us now? No. Her earbuds weren't fully charged. I think they've both run out of battery, so she's struggling. Okay, so you are heading to the market for food first, I presume.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, no, I was going to go to the temple because I wanted to do a potato prayer.
Okay, you head up the temple. It is, as described before, inside friezes, pillars. It's beautiful. What is your potato prayer?
Oh, Kalamatra, goddess of all things tended. Do you happen to know what a potato is and where I can get it? Would be awfully nice. Thank you very much, Pims, Omar.
Let's see.
The end.
Make me a religion roll.
I don't know if I have a religion skill.
Then you will have
Forgot
nothing
to
to
give your
add.
address.
Did you hear me?
Sorry, what was it? What was the number?
7.
7. Okay. You're you offer your prayer, but you don't hear anything more than the distant sounds of bird song and the rustling of the giant tree's canopy coming in through between the pillars of the temple. It's pretty quiet.
Maybe
she's thinking
I'll
about
go
it.
I'll go to the office. I'll go to the market.
Yep, you rejoin the rest of the party at the market. Since Adrienne has lost her audio, I think that's probably a good place for us to wrap up. And basically, Callias will reappear and take you to some lodgings. They have basically, it looks like they have co-opted a house for you. It's basically like a log cabin in the low branches of one of the great trees slightly up the hill. And you it's only small, but it's comfortable. It's a roof and there's some basic amenities there. And Callias leaves you to settle down to sleep. Adrienne, have you got any audio yet?
I'm typing what you're saying into the
Sorry, I can't do it because
backstage channel for her.
I am running the stream.
The advantage of being able to type as quickly as someone talks, so it's. But it's, yeah, it's 11:15 now anyway. So
we'll leave it there. We can have anything you want to discuss. We can discuss at the beginning of the next session. We will leave you there, having basically discovered. Oh, Yes. Okay. You can speak to us. Oh no, it's not working. Then she can't. Okay. Well, we'll wrap it up there, and we will see you same time next week. You can feel. What do I have to do? Oh, that's it. Please remember to follow us on Twitch or subscribe and like on YouTube if you're enjoying the campaign. And we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.